Hey guys, it's me, Adam, and today I'm going to be telling you how to kind of get a good job or ace the job interview and how to be a good worker. Now, I'm going to have a lot of hand gestures, so I'm moving my camera back. First off, one of the best things you can do is sound really confident. By really confident, you kind of talk loud and you talk loud, kind of, in a way. Well, when I'm confident, I always sound loud. But then you got to get them on camera all the time, so I always project my voice. Um, Firm handshake is one major key. When you first meet your interview or whatever, grip their hand and just nice firm grip. Don't have a limp handshake where you're just like, have a nice firm handshake. That always shows you mean business. Now, when you go through the interview, just be confident. Be yourself, but don't curse. Um, but then once you get the job, or if you get the job, just throwing it out there. Um, One thing that I've heard from my boss where I work, I love my boss, awesome. Uh, if you outwork your boss, you will never have to find a job. You won't. You'll never have trouble finding a job either. Because say your first job is working somewhere like McDonald's. This is going to be a metaphor. And you outworked your boss, and say they want a reference or whatever, and they call them, and he'd be like, yeah, he was a great worker. He outworked me. He showed up early, leave late. Now, that is also another key thing to do. Show up early. Like, show up, say you're doing it 9. Be there 8:45, already working. When you leave, make sure everything's ready for the next day. Leave 10 minutes late. 10, 15 minutes late. Now, it may not be something you want to do, but it works. Now, doing that and being a good worker, showing up on time, constantly doing your job in its description. And by in its description, I mean literally. Like, if you have a policy where you can't take coffee home from where you work if you get a desk job, don't take it home. And now, you're not really necessarily being a bookworm, or you're not, being one of those rule followers, but when you have a job, you want to make sure you have it. You don't want to, be there and be like, do I really have this job? Do I have 100% job safe security? If you follow the rules, you have 100% job safe security. Another thing that helps, don't make friends with coworkers, because then personal life gets involved. And I know that sounds really crappy, and it may make work miserable, but trust me, you're better off not making friends with coworkers. Now, if you do go to a job and there's a friend there, don't acknowledge him. Not by that, I mean, don't interact, don't let other people know. Keep it on the down low. Don't really hide it, but just don't bring it up. You know? If someone asks, just be like, yeah, whatever. Another thing I was going to bring up, which was very important, is don't bring personal, don't bring stuff from home to work, and don't bring work to home, because that will keep you in good standings. It will keep you morale. It'll keep you, all this good stuff. That's the best thing you can do. I mean, unless you have a wife. Then you can kind of bring work home and just be like, I hate this person. Another thing, don't talk about other people behind their backs, because that is bad, and that doesn't get you anywhere. Another thing that you can kind of do is if you followed all these steps and you've kind of kept to yourself, if someone does something at work and it can get them fired, if you own that company, would you want the person that can fire them to know? If it's something that, he took coffee home, whatever. But if it's a constant thing and it doesn't stop and it's been brought up and they've been warned, they keep doing it, it's not really your job, but that one's up to you. You can if you want. If they're worthless, by all means, they're worthless. They don't do anything. Get them out. Another thing is when someone slacks off, and you're having to pick up their slack, don't do it. Don't pick up their slack. The first time, the boss man will probably be like, "Hey, what are you doing? Why aren't you doing this? It's this guy's section. He hasn't gotten it done. I've done what I was given, and I don't know what to tell you." But you don't really want to say that to your boss. So the best thing to do is don't say anything about it. Unless it's brought up to you, just be like, that was given to him, and that was his file. So that would be the guy to ask. And you'll be like, whatever, okay. It's not your problem anymore. Another thing is try not to keep tabs on people. If they keep screwing up, don't bring it up. Will eventually all fall into one person's lap, and they will get caught. Another thing you want to avoid is people who talk about a lot of sexual things. You don't want to get caught if a boss walks by, or if you work at a restaurant, if they walk by and they hear that, you don't want to get caught in that. So don't hang around groups that talk about lewd and inappropriate things when you're at work. That's kind of just a given. Another thing, try and stay happy when you're at work. That's one of the hard things to do, but if you can find a job that you enjoy doing and you like doing it, do it to your full potential and be happy. Because if you can enjoy work and you enjoy what you do, you'll never work a day in your life because you enjoy what you do. So, that's one thing. Next thing, catch someone talking bad about you, don't do anything about it. Let it be. Just let it be. There's some other things I want to bring up, such as drugs. If you know they're doing drugs, it's a very touchy situation. If they're doing it at work, I wouldn't say anything about it, but that's your call. If it causes a big enough problem, that's your call. Stealing stuff from work, and you know people are stealing it. It's your call. It's a lot is about on you and how beneficial it is to have it done. Now, from my working experience, I work with a lot of slackers. And I mean a lot of slackers. Out of 30 people I work with, there is 3 people that do their job to what they are told to. 3 people. That's a really bad ratio. That's about 1 out of 11 do their job, or 1 out of 10. It's rough. Let's go down to that. And sadly, that's what work is like. There's normally 1 person out of 10 that does their job, and that 1 person follow these rules is you, because you have 100% job security. You do your job. And also another thing to do, what I've been told is it's called brown nosing, but I don't think it is. But making friends with the higher ups and respecting them, if they're friendly to you and you could strike up a good conversation, go for it. Because that is one thing that helps, is being friends with your boss. I'm not saying, let's go get, beer and stuff, but being friends at work and striking up a good conversation, letting them know, hey man, I need to get this done, blah blah blah, can you give me some more, not more time, but can I get some help with this? Can I get another person helping me? Stuff like that helps when you're friends with your bosses. So I found that to be the most beneficial. I appreciate you guys watching this. And guys, if you're looking for a job and you want to be valued at work, follow these rules. It'll help a lot.